Jump pay is $150 a month. That sounds small, but stack the right special pays together, and you can add over $1,000 to a single paycheck. And here is the part the recruiter never walks you through. There is one rule about how many of these you can collect at once that decides whether you walk away with a little extra or a lot. We will get to it.
This is Erica. Here is the simple frame. Everybody knows the big three on the earnings statement: base pay, housing allowance, and the food allowance.
The money we are after lies below those three, and every special pay falls into just 3 families, which makes the whole system far less confusing than it looks.
Kay here, and I look at this as pure return per month. Some of these are tax-free in a combat zone, which quietly makes them worth even more than the sticker number.
Hi everyone, I'm Jasmine, and the warning up front is real. Some of these pays you have to opt into or actively claim. If nobody tells you, the money just never shows up.
Which is exactly why the total matters. Done right, these line items can add more than $1,000 to a month. That is not a rounding error on a junior paycheck.
Before we open it up, Jasmine, there is a question that shows up under every pay video. Go ahead and put it to the room.
Yes, and it is a fair one. People ask, is there really extra money in my earnings statement that I am leaving on the table, or is this just a few bucks that does not matter?
It is real money, and we are going to prove it line by line. Coming up, the skill and hazard pays, the combat zone pays, and the one stacking rule nobody warns you about that decides how much you actually keep.
Let us rank the skill and hazard pays by what they actually put in your account, because the spread is bigger than people expect.
And one thing to hold on to first. Hazardous duty incentive pay rewards the dangerous job itself, not your rank. A brand new private and a senior sergeant doing the same jump draw the same hazard rate.
Here is the ranking. Jump pay sits at $150 a month. High altitude freefall, the Halo qualification, jumps to $225. Aviation pay for officers climbs all the way to $1,000 a month at the top.
And flight pay is the headline because it is officer aviation career incentive pay, which scales with years in the cockpit. It starts near $125 and tops out around $1,000 for the long-tenured aviators.
The water jobs are their own world. Dive pay tops out at $340 a month for a master enlisted diver. The deeper the qualification, the higher the rate. Career Sea pay caps at $750 a month and rewards cumulative years at sea, and submarine duty pay runs from $100 up to $550. These are the steady ones a Navy career quietly builds.
And to make it real, this is what qualifies a soldier for that jump rate in the first place.
That is a military freefall team in the air. To draw the higher Halo rate, you have to hold that qualification and actually perform the duty. The pay tracks the hazard, every jump.
But notice the catch in red. There is no claim form for most of these, which is good, but there is also no grace period. The day the duty ends, the pay ends. Leave a jump billet and the 150 stops with it.
Real quick, because this next part matters to you. If any of this is helping, tap that like button, then hit subscribe and ring the bell so the next one finds you. Both are free and take about a second, but they tell the algorithm to show this to one more person who needs it. Now flip the logic. The pays we just covered reward what you do. This next set rewards where the military sends you.
These are the deployment pays, and they trigger on location rather than skill. You can be a clerk, a cook, or a cyber operator. If you are standing in a designated area, the pay finds you. Hostile fire pay and imminent danger pay both pay $225 a month. Hostile fire is the full amount the moment you are exposed to an event. Imminent danger covers a designated dangerous area.
And the imminent danger version is prorated. It pays $7.50 for each day you are in the area, up to that $225 monthly ceiling. So a short rotation pays a partial month.
On top of that sits hardship duty pay for location. It comes in 3 tiers, $50, $100, or $150 a month, depending on how austere the posting is. The eligible locations are set in the Defense Department's pay regulation. But here's the rule that trips people up. When you are already drawing hostile fire or imminent danger pay, your hardship duty pay for location is capped at $100 a month, even if the location is rated at the 150 tier.
Wait, so the higher tier just gets clawed back to 100?
Exactly that. The 150 tier becomes 100 while the combat pays are running. It is not lost forever, but for those months it does not pay the full headline rate. That is in the Financial Management Regulation, Volume 7A.
And the silver lining ties it together. In a designated combat zone, much of this can reach you tax-free, which means every one of these dollars goes further than the same dollar back home.
So the real question is how these combine. The good news is most of them stack. The catch is the ceilings, and one specific limit inside the hazard family.
Let me set the rule first so the example lands. Combat pays and skill pays sit in different buckets, so they generally add together. But inside the hazardous duty bucket, there is a hard limit. You can collect at most 2 types of hazardous duty incentive pay at the same time. Jump and demolition is fine, but you cannot chain 3 or 4 hazard pays and watch them all pay out. 2 is the ceiling.
Across buckets, though, a sailor can draw career sea pay and submarine duty pay together, because those answer different rules. The 2-type cap lives inside the hazard family, not across the whole leave and earnings statement.
Let me run you through a real example so the stacking is concrete. Picture Diego, an airborne infantry soldier, on a jump billet, deployed to a designated danger zone rated at the 150 hardship tier. Watch how the special pays alone add up, base pay set aside. Jump pay is 150. Imminent danger pay is 225. And his hardship duty pay, capped because of the danger pay, is 100.
Add those 3 line items and you land at $475 a month, on top of base pay and allowances. And in that combat zone, much of it arrives tax-free, so the real value is higher still.
Jasmine, there is a question viewers always ask right here. Take it for the room.
Right, the natural one is this. If most pays stack, why can't I just collect every hazard pay I technically qualify for and max it all out?
Because the 2-type cap exists for exactly that reason. The military rewards the duties you actually perform, not a checklist of quals on paper. Stacking is real, but it has guardrails.
Let us close on the question that actually matters to a career. Of all these pays, which ones are genuinely worth chasing? And which ones should you never reorganize your service around? Erica, Kai, where do you each land?
My honest read is that the only pays worth chasing are the ones attached to a job you would want anyway. Flight pay and dive pay reward career fields that are demanding and rewarding on their own terms. The money is a fair reward for hard, specialized work.
I will push on that. Rank these by dollars and aviation wins, full stop. $1,000 a month is the biggest single line on the board. Over a 20-year career, that is real money you cannot wave off as a footnote.
So let me steer that, Kai. Would you tell a young airman to pick aviation purely because the incentive pay is the highest number on the chart?
Honestly, no, and that is where my own logic breaks. If you chase the $1,000 into a cockpit you dread, the money does not save you. Flight duty is years of training, deployments, and a lifestyle. The pay cannot carry a job you resent.
And the combat pays settle a piece of this on their own. Hostile fire and imminent danger pay are not something you chase. They come with where the mission sends you. You cannot career plan your way into them, and you would not want to.
Push back on one thing though before we land it. Is there ever a case where the pay alone is a good enough reason?
Maybe at the margin. If you are genuinely torn between 2 billets you would both enjoy, then yes, let the pay break the tie. That is the one honest place the dollars should decide. But only as the tiebreaker, never as the whole reason.
Which is the real downside worth naming. The career field you hate trap is expensive in a way no pay table shows. A jump billet you dread for $150 a month is a bad trade against 4 years of your life. So here's where the three of us land. The special pays are real money, and you should know everyone you qualify for and make sure it shows up on your pay statement.
So the smart play is this. Pick the job you respect, claim every pay it earns you, and let the dollars break a tie only when you would be happy either way. Walk away with one rule. Love the job first, and the money will always be the bonus, never the boss. Quick recap. Special and incentive pays reward a skill, a hazard, or a location, most of them stack, and the big rule is a 2-type ceiling inside the hazardous duty family.
And the action tonight is simple. Open your leave and earning statement and read every line below base, housing, and food. If a pay you qualify for is missing, that is a question for your finance office this week.
Next time, we are going to dig into the bonuses, the enlistment and re-enlistment lump sums, where the real 5-figure decisions hide, and how they interact with the monthly pays we covered today.
If this cleared up even one line on your pay statement, do us a favor and hit like and subscribe so we can keep building out this military pay series for you. And here is the one only you can answer. Which special pay are you drawing right now, or which one did you not even know existed until today? Tell us in the comments.
Every point we hit today is one someone needed this week.
A good curator saves you from the information flood. Take care.
Sarah, that was solid start to finish. 8.5, and the ceiling is up. This is Professor Erica. Thanks for watching and signing off.